Welcome to the Senior Healthcare Podcast, where each episode brings you simple science-backed tips to help you feel stronger, steadier, and more confident, one day at a time. Today's episode is all about how to start your morning in a safer, smarter way. If you've ever felt a little dizzy getting out of bed, or noticed your legs feel weaker in the early hours, you're not alone. But here's the good news. Small changes in your morning routine can make a big difference. We're going to share 5 gentle habits that can help you avoid falls, feel more balanced, and protect your independence, starting the moment you wake up. These tips are inspired by the recommendations from the National Institute on Aging, and they're all easy to try at home. So grab your morning tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's take a few minutes together to build a healthier, steadier start to your day. You deserve it.
Today we're embarking on an exploration of a topic that touches nearly everyone as they age, yet it's often, well, dangerously underestimated. Fall prevention. You might instinctively think of falls as just, random accidents, a clumsy stumble, maybe a minor bruise. But as we've uncovered in our research from some highly trusted sources, including the National Institute on Aging, that's a cornerstone of U.S. health research for older adults, and also insights from a leading senior health podcast, well, falls are far more significant, predictable, and crucially preventable than we often realize. They really represent a profound challenge. It ripples through physical well-being, emotional confidence, and ultimately your independence.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how the seemingly smallest, most mundane daily habits can actually accumulate. They can build up into a profound, life-changing impact on safety and overall well-being. Far from being just random occurrences, a significant percentage of falls stem from identifiable patterns and underlying physiological shifts that, once you understand them, you can proactively manage them. So our mission in this deep dive is really to unearth specific nuggets of knowledge. We're particularly focusing on how to begin your day in a safer, smarter way, and that means truly understanding the subtle yet powerful shifts your body undergoes as it wakes up. And then, we'll expand that protective lens to your entire home environment. We want to ensure that the insights gained from mastering your morning routine seamlessly extend throughout your entire day. We're not just breaking down what to do, but really why each action matters to your body, connecting the dots, between your daily actions and your physical stability in a way that feels empowering, not restrictive.
Okay, let's unpack this then, this silent threat. Our sources clearly, and I mean consistently, state that the risk of falling isn't just something that might increase with age. It increases significantly. And we're not talking about just the occasional stumble or, a minor bruise that heals quickly and you forget about it. For older adults, falls carry consequences that can cascade through every aspect of life, often with pretty devastating results. The National Institute on Aging, which we'll probably just call the NIA as we go, they highlight that falls frequently cause severe outcomes. Things like fractures, most notably hip fractures, which in turn often necessitate immediate hospitalization. And this hospitalization isn't usually a brief overnight stay, right? It can be prolonged, followed by intensive rehabilitation.
Exactly. Imagine that cascading effect. A fall can indeed fracture a hip, requiring emergency medical attention and extended stay in the hospital, which then necessitates weeks, sometimes even months, of intensive rehabilitation. And this whole process, it can strip away independence. It makes simple daily tasks that we often take for granted, like cooking a meal, bathing independently, or even just walking across a room without assistance, incredibly difficult, maybe impossible for a while. It fundamentally impacts your quality of life, your sense of self-reliance, your ability to live independently in your own home. It's a serious chain reaction that, unfortunately, so often begins with that single unexpected loss of balance. It's a stark reminder, really, that prevention is absolutely paramount.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, it's just abundantly clear why this isn't just an individual concern. It's a critical area of focus for anyone interested in living well and, aging gracefully. Falls are, in fact, the leading cause of injury among older adults. But what's also vital, and something the NIA addresses extensively, is the profound psychological component. The part that often accompanies a fall, or even just the threat of one, is fear of falling.
That's spot on. And this isn't just some abstract anxiety. It's a very real, often debilitating fear that, ironically, can significantly increase the risk of future falls. Think about it. When you're constantly living with the worry of falling, you naturally begin to reduce your physical activity. You might start avoiding stairs, maybe choosing to stay home instead of going for a walk, or even limiting your movement around your own house. And this reduced activity isn't benign. It leads directly to muscle weakening, a decline in overall balance, and diminished coordination. So, what begins as a legitimate fear can inadvertently create a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. It makes you more susceptible to the very thing you dread. It forms this perilous cycle where inactivity born of fear leads to greater weakness, which in turn leads to a higher risk of falling, feeding that fear all over again.
That's a crucial point and often overlooked, I think. So this raises an important question. What are the underlying physiological causes of this instability, especially in the mornings? And how can we truly understand our bodies better to break this cycle and prevent these risks from taking root? The NIA's resources on older adults and balance problems dive deeply into this. They explained that a lack of balance can stem from various issues, often presenting with symptoms like dizziness, vertigo, and lightheadedness. We kind of use these terms interchangeably in everyday conversation, don't we? But they each point to slightly different experiences. It seems important to clarify them a bit.
Absolutely. Understanding these distinctions is key. It helps you recognize precisely what your body might be trying to tell you, and therefore how to respond proactively. So, when the NIA refers to dizziness, they're generally talking about a feeling of unsteadiness, maybe giddiness, or being woozy or faint, like you might lose your balance. It's a very broad general term that covers a range of sensations. Lightheadedness, on the other hand, is a bit more specific type of dizziness. It's characterized by that sensation that you're about to faint or pass out. It often comes with a feeling of blood draining from your head, maybe looking pale, and it typically gets better when you lie down. This is particularly relevant when we talk about rapid changes in posture, which, as we'll see, is a major factor in morning falls. Now, vertigo, that's a much more specific and often really intense sensation. It's the feeling that you are spinning or moving, or that your surroundings are spinning or moving when, well, they're not. It can make you feel profoundly nauseous and unbalanced. It makes it incredibly difficult to stand or walk straight, sometimes even just to sit up. It often relates to issues with the inner ear, which plays such a critical role in balance. So while all three sensations contribute to a general feeling of instability and definitely heightened fall risk. Recognizing which one you're experiencing can sometimes help in identifying the underlying issue and guiding the right prevention strategies. As we dig deeper, we'll see how specific causes, particularly those related to how we start our day, contribute to these exact sensations, and how proactive solutions can directly address them.
Right. Here's where it gets particularly insightful, I think, especially as we zero in on the morning. Have you ever felt that brief sensation of the room swaying, maybe? Or noticed your legs feel just a little weaker, less coordinated in the early hours, almost like your brain hasn't quite caught up with your feet yet? If so, you're absolutely not alone. It's an incredibly common experience. And our sources point to some very specific, understandable physiological reasons for this. It's not just some random quirk of waking up. It's your body adjusting, or sometimes, struggling to adjust to a sudden and significant change in its state.
Exactly. And what's truly fascinating here is the pivotal role of something called postural hypotension. It's also known as orthostatic hypotension. This isn't just a random feeling. It's a temporary but significant drop in blood pressure that occurs precisely when you transition from lying or sitting to standing upright. Think about it. During the entire night, your body is largely at rest, horizontal. Blood flow is more evenly distributed. Your heart isn't working against gravity in quite the same way it does when you're standing. Your circulatory system is kind of in a low power mode. The challenge arises when you suddenly shift to an upright position. Gravity immediately becomes this powerful force, pulling a significant volume of blood down towards your legs and feet. Now, for a perfectly healthy, youthful body, the nervous system has this finely tuned, let's call it a gravity management system. It quickly compensates, it constricts blood vessels, particularly in your legs, increases heart rate to make sure enough blood and therefore oxygen keeps reaching your brain. It's a remarkable, instantaneous adjustment. However, with age, or maybe due to other factors like certain medications or health conditions, this compensatory mechanism can slow down or it can become less efficient. It's like your body's internal plumbing system has a slight delay in adjusting the pressure. So if your body can't quickly boost that blood pressure to counteract gravity's pull, that spinning feeling, lightheadedness, maybe blurry vision, or even a sudden wave of nausea can occur. It's because your brain isn't getting adequate blood flow in that critical moment. It's a brief but impactful moment of cerebral hypoxia.
And it's not just about age affecting that system, right? Our sources also bring up dehydration as a major compounding factor. That connects directly to those physiological changes we're discussing. It's almost like a double whammy.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. The sources highlight that during the night, even if you've had plenty of water during the day, your body naturally becomes somewhat dehydrated. I mean, think about it. Maybe 8 hours or more without any fluid intake, plus normal metabolic processes. You lose fluid. Even mild dehydration, the kind you might not even consciously notice, can cause a range of subtle but impactful symptoms. Things like confusion, weakness, and low energy during the day. Now, when you combine this overnight dehydration with the sudden shift to an upright position, it just exacerbates the problem of postural hypotension. Less fluid in your blood means there's less total blood volume available. That makes it harder for your system to maintain blood pressure against that gravitational pull. So your blood flow is already a bit slower, especially to the brain, due to rest and a slight fluid deficit. And then you ask your system to make a rapid upward adjustment with insufficient fluid volume. It's truly a recipe for instability, and this creates what our sources call the critical window for morning falls. Many, and I mean many, falls among older adults happen in these first few moments of the day. Why? Because people rush the process. They don't allow their bodies the necessary time to adjust. They might swing their legs out of bed and stand up immediately. Perhaps they're groggy or in a hurry to get to the bathroom. They just don't give their cardiovascular system a chance to catch up and regulate blood pressure to that new vertical demand. Understanding this vital physiological interplay, the combined effect of postural hypotension and overnight dehydration, is the absolute first step toward preventing those dangerous early morning stumbles. It's about respecting your body's need for a gentle wake-up, not a shock to the system.
The good news, though, and this is where the practical side of this deep dive truly shines, is that small, incredibly intentional changes in your morning routine can make a truly profound difference. We're not talking about big sacrifices here, not complex, time-consuming exercises that need special equipment or a complete overhaul of your lifestyle. Instead, these are simple, gentle habits. They're deeply inspired by the evidence-based recommendations of the NIA and reinforced by the practical wisdom shared in that Senior Health podcast. They're remarkably easy to try at home, often taking just an extra minute or two. It's fundamentally about giving your body the respect and time it deserves to transition safely, smoothly, and confidently from sleep to wakefulness.
And that's precisely the beauty of it. These habits powerfully demonstrate that growing older doesn't mean inevitably becoming more fragile or more vulnerable or less capable. On the contrary, it can be a profound invitation to become more present, more mindful, and more attuned to yourself and your body's unique needs and signals. By consciously adopting these gentle morning rituals, you're not just preventing falls, you're cultivating a deeper, more empathetic connection with your physical self. You're setting a positive, stable tone for the entire day, fostering a sense of control and confidence that extends far beyond just those first few moments out of bed. It's an investment, really, in your daily peace of mind and long-term independence.
Okay, so let's dive into these 5 gentle, science-backed habits. They're surprisingly easy to integrate into your life, starting literally from the moment you open your eyes. Habit 1. Drink water before getting out of bed. This tip sounds almost ridiculously simple, doesn't it? Just keep a small glass of water on your nightstand. Somewhere visible, easy to reach. Maybe it's the first thing you see when you open your eyes. Yet its impact is incredibly effective. It strikes right at one of those core physiological issues we just discussed, that overnight dehydration.
It really is a game changer. As we discussed, your body naturally gets somewhat dehydrated during those long hours of sleep. That leads to slower blood flow and contributes to that temporary drop in blood pressure, the postural hypotension, when you stand up. So drinking even a small amount of water, our sources suggest a small glass, about 5 to 7 ounces, is plenty. Before you even sit up, actively helps to rehydrate your internal system. This immediately helps to boost your circulation, stabilize your blood pressure, and reduce that spinning feeling or lightheadedness that can catch you completely off guard. Think of it as gently priming your internal plumbing system before you ask it to work against gravity. You don't need to chug it. The key isn't the volume as much as the consistency, and that slow, mindful consumption allowing your body to absorb it. And beyond just improving your immediate balance, this habit offers broader, more holistic benefits that extend throughout your day. It supports your kidneys, aids digestion, and even enhances your memory and cognitive function. It actively combats that confusion, weakness, and low energy that even mild dehydration can insidiously cause. Those symptoms can indirectly increase fall risk, too, by clouding judgment or slowing reaction time. By simply starting your day with this fundamental act of rehydration, you're sending a signal of nourishment to every cell in your body. It's a gentle wake-up call for your entire system, preparing it for the demands of the day.
That's truly fascinating, how something so minimal, so seemingly insignificant, can have such a wide-ranging and profound impact. It's like a quiet internal preparation, a subtle act of self-care that sets the stage for everything else. Imagine framing it as a peaceful ritual. You wake up, maybe you hear the birds outside, You reach for that glass of water, you drink it slowly, mindfully, taking a deep breath, perhaps savoring that very first moment of the day before the rush begins. And then you move. That extra minute or two of simple self-care, a conscious act of nourishing your body from the inside, can genuinely help you feel stronger, more stable, and more prepared for the day ahead. Every single day. It's about being proactive, not reactive, treating your body like the incredible machine it is. Okay, habit 2. Avoid getting out of bed too quickly. This seems like common sense, right? And yet, it's probably one of the most frequently violated rules of a safe morning. After a long night of sleep, your body really does need a few moments to, well, wake up from the inside. Getting out of bed in one sudden, swift motion, especially if you're rushing to get to the bathroom or answer the phone, is a super common trigger for that immediate drop in blood pressure we talked about. Many of us are programmed to just leap out of bed and get going, driven by habit or urgency. But that instinct can actually put us directly at risk.
You're absolutely right. That sudden, unchecked transition out of bed is precisely what precipitates postural hypotension. That rapid drop in blood pressure can lead to severe dizziness, blurry vision, or even fainting, especially in older adults whose cardiovascular systems might be less agile in making those instantaneous adjustments. It's like a finely tuned engine that needs a moment to warm up before hitting full throttle. The solution, thankfully, is incredibly simple and entirely within your control. Just take your time, move gently. Allow your body to gradually adjust to gravity. Our sources provide a very practical, almost meditative 3-step habit to ensure this slow transition. It transforms a risk into a moment of mindful preparation. First, when you first wake up, before even opening your eyes fully, take a few deep, slow breaths while your eyes are still closed. This helps calm your nervous system, brings a bit more oxygen into your bloodstream, and signals to your body that a transition is coming. Second, after those breaths, slowly roll onto your side and wait for about 10 to 15 seconds. This allows your body to start adjusting to a slightly more upright position, helping blood flow begin its redistribution without a sudden shock. It's a halfway point, a moment of gentle recalibration. Finally, sit up on the edge of the bed with your feet flat on the floor and pause there for a few more seconds. This is your final adjustment point. You can assess how you feel, allow blood pressure to stabilize, make sure any lingering dizziness dissipates. Only after completing these deliberate steps should you stand up carefully, using your hands or something sturdy for support if needed, like the edge of the bed, a sturdy nightstand, or even a wall.
That methodical 3-step approach really helps visualize it. It turns what could be a dangerous rush into a controlled conscious act. This slow transition helps your blood flow more evenly to your brain, reducing the shock your body feels when shifting from rest to action. It dramatically drives home the point that so many morning falls happen precisely during these first moments because people are rushing. By intentionally turning this into a deliberate 3-step habit, you're giving your body a vital opportunity to organize itself, to adjust to gravity and standing upright in a much safer, more controlled way. It's a small pause with potentially massive protective benefits. You're essentially giving your internal systems a gentle heads up, right? A chance to stabilize before the big task of standing and moving begins. It's not about being slow. It's about being smart and respectful of your body's incredible, complex mechanisms. Okay, habit 3. Activate your body while still sitting. So you've rehydrated, you've transitioned slowly and carefully to a seated position on the edge of the bed. Before you even think about taking your first steps around the house, this third habit is about sending a gentle but clear message to your entire body. Okay, we're awake and we're ready to begin moving. It's like warming up before a workout, but for your everyday life. We often think of stretching as something you do after you're fully active, but this is about gentle activation before you even stand.
Exactly. This simple routine, performed entirely while you're still safely sitting on the edge of the bed, helps wake up your muscles, improve circulation, and loosen your joints. It's a safe and incredibly effective way to prime your body for movement, enhancing your proprioception, that's your body's sense of its own position and movement in space. Our sources suggest a brief, maybe 1 to 2 minute routine that's easy to remember. Start by gently rotating your ankles in circles, first one way and then the other, maybe 5-10 circles each way, each foot. This gets the blood moving in your lower extremities, which have been relatively still all night. Next, lift and lower your heels a few times, followed by lifting and lowering your toes. This specific movement is particularly helpful because, as our sources explain, it wakes up your calves, which act like second hearts to help pump blood through your legs back up towards your heart. This is a crucial, often overlooked part of your circulatory system's efficiency, especially when gravity is pulling down. Finally, to engage your upper body, encourage deeper breathing and fully awaken your core. Stretch your arms overhead, take a deep breath in, and slowly exhale as you bring them down. You can repeat this gentle stretch a couple of times. Feels good too.
I love that analogy of the calves being second hearts. It really emphasizes their crucial, kind of unsung role in circulation and therefore in stability. These small, deliberate motions help reawaken parts of your body that have been still all night, gently coaxing them back to full function. It's like gently bringing your whole system online, one circuit at a time. This light muscle activity directly reduces stiffness and improves balance when you stand. Our sources remind us that many falls happen because the body is still cold and slow to respond, almost like it's half asleep. But with this gentle routine, your brain and body reconnect more quickly and confidently. It truly is like warming up a car before you drive off, especially on a cold morning. You wouldn't just turn the key and immediately hit the gas, would you? You give it a moment to idle, to circulate the fluids, to warm up. Your body deserves that same respect and preparation to avoid those jarring, unstable first steps. It's about building confidence and reducing the risk of a misstep from the moment you decide to move, ensuring that your first steps of the day are as steady and secure as they can be. This simple act acknowledges that your body needs time to recalibrate. It enhances your overall sense of stability and preparedness. All right, habit 4. Start your day with light protein. After hydrating, rising slowly, and gently activating your body, it's time for some fuel. And surprisingly, what you choose for breakfast can directly affect not just your immediate energy levels, but your balance, your cognitive sharpness, and even your mood throughout the day. This habit is all about fueling your body with quality ingredients right from the start, setting a stable foundation for your metabolism and brain function.
This is a point that often gets overlooked in the morning rush, but it's incredibly important for sustained stability and energy. Protein, as our sources highlight, helps stabilize blood sugar, support your muscles, and keep your mind sharp. Now think about the alternative. When we skip breakfast entirely or just grab simple carbohydrates like, say, a piece of plain toast, maybe some crackers, or rely solely on black coffee to kickstart the day, our energy levels can spike rapidly. You might feel a quick burst of energy, sure, but then just as quickly, they crash, often even more dramatically. This roller coaster of blood sugar can lead to symptoms like shakiness, weakness, dizziness, and even increase the risk of falling. Your body needs a steady, sustained source of energy to operate optimally, not a temporary jolt followed by an inevitable slump. Just a small, thoughtful portion of protein like eggs, plain Greek yogurt, some firm tofu, cottage cheese, or even a spoonful of peanut butter spread on whole grain toast can make a significant difference. It helps prevent these energy crashes and provide sustained stability. The timing matters here. Getting that protein early in the day signals to your body that it has the building blocks it needs. And beyond immediate blood sugar regulation, protein plays a crucial role in the long term too. It helps maintain muscle mass, which naturally decreases with age. And strong, healthy muscles are absolutely essential for balance, steady walking, and injury prevention. They are your shock absorbers, your stabilizers.
So it's not just about feeling full then. It's about a deeper physiological stability and sustaining that throughout the morning hours.
Exactly. And a good protein-rich breakfast also helps your brain function better. Studies cited in our sources show that older adults who incorporate protein in the morning report better focus, less confusion, and more sustained energy.
Oh.
It truly is about fueling your body with quality ingredients from the very start, setting yourself up for cognitive clarity and physical steadiness. And the sources wisely remind us that eating slowly, chewing well, and enjoying the moment is also part of caring for your health. It's not just about what you eat, but how you experience it, allowing your body to properly digest and assimilate the nutrients. This mindful approach to breakfast can reduce digestive stress, further contributing to overall well-being and stability. It's a holistic approach, really, to fueling your day from the inside out.
That makes so much sense. It's not just about avoiding a fall in that moment. It's about optimizing your entire day, preparing your body and mind for everything that comes your way. Okay, finally, habit 5. Walk barefoot on a safe surface for 5 minutes. This is a truly unique one, perhaps even a bit counterintuitive for some, but surprisingly powerful. A tip for boosting balance and confidence, and it's something you can do right in the comfort and safety of your own home, often without any special equipment or much dedicated time. It sounds so simple, but the science behind it and its impact on your nervous system is quite compelling.
It truly is. The mechanism here is all about reestablishing a crucial sensory connection, one that we often lose when we're constantly wearing shoes or slippers, especially those with thick, cushioned soles. Walking barefoot wakes up the nerves in your feet, improves how you feel the ground, and gently activates your leg muscles. Think of your feet as your primary connection to the ground. They're packed with tens of thousands of nerve endings and proprioceptors that send vital information to your brain. Information about your posture, the texture of the surface you're on, the angle of your foot, how your body is positioned in space. When we always wear shoes, especially those heavily cushioned ones, we essentially mute these vital signals. It's like putting on thick gloves before trying to read Braille. You just lose all the nuanced information. Walking barefoot sends more signals to your brain about what's under your feet, improving reflexes and stability. This heightened sensory input helps your brain make quicker, more accurate adjustments to maintain balance. It trains your body to notice subtle shifts in weight, changes in floor texture, variations in temperature, all of which enhance your overall equilibrium and reduce the likelihood of a trip. It sort of teaches your feet to communicate more effectively with your brain's ground radar.
So it's a form of active sensory training then, almost like a mindful exercise for your feet and your brain, reconnecting two crucial parts of your balance system.
Precisely. It allows your nervous system to fully engage with the ground beneath you, sharpening those critical sensory inputs that prevent falls. Of course, safety is absolutely paramount here. Just make sure the area is clean, dry, and free of clutter or slippery spots. If you have rugs, check that they're securely anchored to the floor, or maybe remove them for the short time to avoid any tripping hazards. You might choose a patch of carpet, a clear section of hardwood, or even a patio if it's safe and comfortable. And the beauty is you don't need to dedicate a significant chunk of time. 5 minutes is all you need, and it can be easily integrated into your existing morning routine. You could do it while brushing your teeth, while making your bed, or while walking to the kitchen to prepare your breakfast. It's about conscious movement, feeling the texture of the floor, the subtle shifts in your weight, allowing your body to practice maintaining balance with that raw, unfiltered sensory input.
What's the cumulative outcome of consistently doing this? What can someone truly expect to feel and notice over time if they adopt this habit?
Well, over time, consistently practicing this habit, even for short periods, can lead to really remarkable improvements, both in physical stability and mental confidence. You may begin to notice more confidence in your steps, a significant reduction in the fear of falling, and a steadier, more upright posture. This confidence comes from your brain getting clearer, more consistent signals from your feet. That allows it to make better, faster micro-adjustments to maintain equilibrium. It's a practice in mindfulness, not strength, meaning it's less about building brute force and more about enhancing your body's innate sensory awareness, coordination, and reactive balance. And even if your mobility is limited, or if you primarily use a walker or cane, just standing barefoot for a few seconds can help to reawaken those nerve endings and strengthen that brain-foot connection. These small, deliberate acts build a more stable, peaceful, and confident routine. And critically, they support your independence with every single step you take, whether you're navigating your kitchen or simply standing to greet the day.
So what does this all mean for the rest of your day then? And your broader home environment? These 5 morning habits are a fantastic foundational start, truly building a safer, more confident way to begin each day. But fall prevention isn't just about those critical waking moments, is it? It's also about creating a protective bubble around your daily life, ensuring your entire living space supports your stability and reduces hazards throughout all hours. It's about proactive design and awareness, not just reactive caution.
This is precisely where the National Institute on Aging provides broader, comprehensive guidance that perfectly complements these morning rituals. It reinforces the idea that fall prevention is really a 247 commitment. While our deep dive today has primarily focused on that critical morning window, the NIA's resources extend to general fall prevention strategies that apply across your entire day. They cover how to avoid tripping and slipping and ways to lower your chances of getting a fracture, more generally, throughout your daily activities and in various environments, both inside and outside the home. Most specifically, the NIA offers invaluable, detailed preventing falls at home, room-by-room tips. These go far beyond personal habits to look critically at the physical space you inhabit. For example, in your bathroom, a really common area for falls due to slippery surfaces, the NIA recommends installing grab bars inside and outside the shower or tub next to the toilet, using non-slip mats or decals in wet areas. They also emphasize ensuring the floor is kept dry, especially immediately after bathing. In your kitchen, it's about clear pathways, ensuring good lighting, having sturdy step stools if you need to reach high shelves, definitely avoiding unstable chairs for that.
Right. So it's about making deliberate physical changes that support stability, similar to how we're making deliberate personal changes in the morning routine.
Absolutely. The NIA also details simple changes in your living areas, like the living room and bedrooms. This includes the crucial act of removing clutter, stray magazines, cords, small furniture that could be tripping hazards. It also means securing all loose rugs with non-slip backing or honestly removing them entirely as they are notorious for causing trips. For stairs and hallways, they stress the importance of bright, even lighting, ensuring handrails are sturdy and extend the full length of the staircase, and keeping steps clear of anything that could cause a misstep. It's really about creating a clear, unobstructed path everywhere you walk. And beyond these physical home improvements, the NIA also reinforces personal and lifestyle changes that echo what we've discussed today. Things like regular exercise specifically to maintain strength and balance, reviewing medications with your doctor, as some can cause dizziness or drowsiness, and getting regular eye exams to ensure your vision is optimal. The overarching message is the importance of consistently reviewing your living space for hazards, looking for things that can lead to falls throughout the entire day. It reinforces that awareness and preventative measures extend far beyond those initial waking moments. It's about a holistic, proactive approach to safety and stability that permeates your entire daily life, creating an environment that really champions your independence.
We've truly taken a comprehensive deep dive into fall prevention today. From intimately understanding the serious and far-reaching impact of falls on independence, to unlocking the surprisingly powerful potential of simple morning rituals. And finally, extending that awareness to broader practical home safety strategies. It's really clear that initiating change doesn't have to be hard or overwhelming or complex. It just needs intention, consistency, and maybe a little bit of self-compassion. These aren't about making big sacrifices. They're about giving your body the respect and careful attention it truly deserves. Every single day, every single step.
As we've discussed throughout this deep dive, growing older doesn't inherently mean becoming fragile or vulnerable or less capable. Instead, it can be a profound opportunity to become more present, more mindful of your body's subtle signals, and more intimately in tune with yourself. The National Institute on Aging provides excellent, science-backed guidance on fall prevention. It offers a wealth of knowledge and practical tips. But what matters most, what truly makes the decisive difference, is turning that knowledge into actionable, consistent daily habits. So this raises an important question for you, our listener, to maybe consider as you wrap up this deep dive. What's one small, intentional change, perhaps one of the morning habits we discussed, that you can commit to making tomorrow morning? Something to start building a steadier, more confident, and ultimately more independent day for yourself.
Take good care of yourself. Be kind to your body first thing in the morning.
Now that you've learned these 5 simple ways to start your day with better balance and fewer falls, maybe you've noticed something. Change doesn't have to be hard. It just needs intention. It's not about big sacrifices. It's about giving your body the respect it deserves. Growing older doesn't mean becoming fragile. It can mean becoming more present, more mindful, and more in tune with yourself. All of today's advice was inspired by recommendations from the National Institute on Aging, one of the leading research centers in the U.S. on aging and health. Their guide on fall prevention is available online, but what matters most is turning that knowledge into daily habits. And the perfect time to start is tomorrow morning. If this episode helped you in any way, consider subscribing to the channel for more. Each week, we share practical tips, insights, and encouragement, rooted in science and compassion, to help you live with more strength, calm, and confidence at every stage of life. And if you know someone who might benefit from this, please share it. A small action that could protect someone you care about. Thanks for spending this time with us today. Take good care of yourself. Be kind to your body first thing in the morning, and we'll see you in the next episode.